questions I get asked the most is, should I buy now or should I wait? Last year we saw home prices soar and increase. That made people question if it was time to buy. Now we're seeing interest rates that are ever changing and increasing. According to Redfin's latest data, over half of all homes are selling over asking price, and the median sales price has jumped over 25% more than it was this same time last year. So it's no surprise that people are asking, should I buy now or should I wait? Working as a full-time mortgage loan officer, I have seen firsthand how all these changes have affected the market and home buying. I myself bought my own home last year amid soaring and increasing prices and changing interest rates. So of course, sure, there's plenty of reasons that would make you think that you should wait. But you might be surprised to discover that now is the best time to buy for many people despite the high prices. So in this video, I'm going to share with you everything you need to know in order to make an informed decision on if you should buy now or wait. I'll also dispel some common myths and rumors I've been hearing about the market and market crash, and I'll give you my insider knowledge from the perspective of both a home buyer and a lender of what I would tell you if you are contemplating home ownership in 2022. Hey honeybees, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Ciara, and I do videos on finance and lifestyle. I'm a full-time mortgage loan officer and YouTuber, and I've helped hundreds of people to buy homes and build wealth, so I take everything I know and I share it with you in hopes that you will build wealth also. Probably one of the things that are making people most hesitant right now to pull the trigger and buy a house is interest rates. So let me break down to you what is happening and what I think. The fact that interest rates are increasing is scaring a lot of homeowners and having people question if they should buy this year. You may also want to consider and keep in mind that if you don't decide to buy now because rates are increasing and you choose to wait later, rates may increase even more. You waiting another year may not work out in your favor. So what I would tell you, if you're holding back because of increasing interest rates, that should not hold you back. You should still go ahead and buy now. Another reason people may be hesitant to buy this year is because they feel like the rates are increasing and the cost of a house is just too much right now and they would rather rent. So my number 2 point is, along with housing prices and rates, rent and fair market rent is also increasing. Rent has increased to match the housing market. The market works in tandem. So if home prices increase, that also means rent prices increase. If you are not buying a house because you think it is going to save you some money to rent, that may not necessarily be true. So yes, home prices have gone up, and you can try to wait them out, but rent prices have gone up as well. So if you do decide to wait it out in rent, at the end of the day, you're still paying someone's mortgage, just not your own. Also, according to data from Realtor.com, rental prices in 44 out of 50 of the country's largest metro areas have surpassed their pre-pandemic levels. Nationwide, the median rent is now at a historical high of $1,575, which is up 8% from just last year. So unfortunately, the entire housing market is being squeezed upward right now due to low inventory. So you're not going to escape high prices by renting. Also keep in mind that the additional benefit of having a mortgage is that your mortgage payment is going to stay the same for the entire course of your loan. Whereas with rent, once your lease is up and you re-sign a lease, your landlord can ask you to pay $100, $200, $300, multiple hundreds of dollars more than what you were paying before. But if you have a mortgage, the bank can't just all of a sudden ask you to pay more for that same reason. So having a mortgage is actually a hedge against rising rent prices. It's going to protect you and keep your finances more stable than if you were renting. The third point I want to make is that every local market is different. Yes, overall home prices have increased, but that is not the same for every single place in America. Two families can look for a home in the same city and come away with a completely different buying experience depending on the neighborhood they're looking in, their budget, and more. So it's always best to consult a realtor to find out what's really going on in your area with the housing market versus kind of just taking all of the headlines at face value. I would look closely in the area you live in to see if they're really as high as people are making them out to be. So as an example, in Philadelphia, two popular neighborhoods close to Center City actually saw a price depreciation over the past year. So just because home prices are increasing as a whole across the nation, it doesn't mean that every single pocket in every single neighborhood has homes increasing by that exact same rate. The overall average is just that. An average represents the middle of the higher prices and the lower prices. So definitely make sure you are checking specifically in your neighborhood where you want to buy what the home prices are doing. And my last and fourth tip is that the market is not going to crash. This is another kind of rumor, myth thing that I see going around, and I briefly spoke on this in a previous video, but there are so many guidelines and safeguards in place that will not allow us to go back through the housing bubble that we did in 2008. The reason that we went through the housing bubble in 2008 was due to subprime lending, not due to things like a pandemic or COVID or any of that. Stop thinking that the housing market is going to crash, you're going to buy a house tomorrow and it's going to be worth nothing tomorrow. That is not going to happen. Do not let this hold you back from buying a home. And again, you may say, well, that's easy for you to say. You work in mortgages, you want more people to buy homes. But again, I am saying this not only from a lender's perspective, but also from a home buyer's perspective. I bought a home in August last year, probably at the height of the home price increase and with things still going on with the pandemic and inflation, and at a time when rates were fluctuating. So not only am I giving you this advice, but I live this advice and I practice what I preach. Even though everything crazy was going on with the market, I still bought. If it was not a safe bet to buy a home, trust me, I would not have done it. So those are my tips for those of you who are thinking of buying a home in 2022, but you're kind of afraid of the market and want to know if you should buy now or wait. I think if you're financially stable as well as have stable employment, you have money saved, and you are physically and mentally and financially ready to move, you should still go for it. Don't let interest rates or home prices hold you back, because waiting is only going to cause you to miss out on some of that equity that you could have been getting as rates increase and home prices increase. And also, what's not to say that if you decide to wait another year that rates are going to be lower or home prices are going to be lower. In fact, they could possibly be higher. So if you are in a good place to buy now and you're contemplating it but you're scared, I think you should still buy. And that is my advice from me to you as both a mortgage loan officer and a home buyer. So I hope those brief tips were helpful for those of you thinking of buying a home. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already so you can be a part of the HONEYBEE fam. Make sure to hit the bell button for notifications so you always know when I upload. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if this helped you in any way, and share with someone you think could use the information. I love you guys so much. I love you to the bank and back, and I'll see you in my next video.